Hello everyone, and welcome back to another TBR video. This is going to be off script. Again, the last bookish video I did was a little more scripted, but I did not get time to script for this video, so if it's a little messy, please bear with me. So, winter TBR. Winter TBR for me is all about three things. It needs to be cozy, cute, that winter vibe of like snow falling, like the cold, but still being cozy inside with a book. I think that needs to be some part of your winter TBR. And then second, I want something that is a little challenging maybe. For me, I mainly associate this with winter because it's like you're fully back to school now, you know what I mean? You just had your last exams, you're now prepping for the next exams, and there's holidays, like it's chaos, but it's still a time to really challenge yourself a little bit. And that brings me to my last thing that reminds me of winter TBRs, winter books I read, and that is that I finish up goals. So anything that I really wanted to read this year and I haven't yet is also on this TBR. I've decided to keep the TBR fairly small in comparison to others. Well, there's still 5 books, but some books will have overlap with the previous TBRs that I've done, as it is finishing up books that I have been meaning to read and haven't been reading. And I also had a move recently, and now I am not fully, but mostly all my books are back with me, which means that I have a lot more access to a lot more books, which means there's also some rereads and some reads that I've been meaning to get to but couldn't because the book was in a literal different place. So, alright. So, the first book is actually a book that I don't have physically here with me yet. But me and Ree, my bestest friend ever, always do a book exchange when we do meet up, because he's all the way over in England and I'm all the way here in the Netherlands, which means that we don't get to see each other often, but when we do, we tend to do book swaps. So whatever we have in our catalog, we kind of swap some books around so that we, in that trip, read some books that we really have read throughout the year and we really think that the other would love it. For example, they're gonna read Emily Wilde. So, very fun. And the book that Rhea actually picked for me is Gideon the Ninth, which has also been on my TBR for a while. It's quite intimidating to me because I either see people talking about how it's life-changing and it's so good, and I see the other half of people being confused and putting the book down and saying I'm not forcing myself to like this. And I don't know in which of the two I will fall. I know Ree liked it, but we do have different reading like tastes in that way, so I'm curious. It's also the only book that I don't have here, so I don't get a synopsis as easily. But basically, what I do know about it is that it's sapphic, in space, sci-fi, and it's also a bit fantasy, maybe? Am I wrong there? And there's some sort of murder mystery. That's all I know. That's also all I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna go into it as blind as I can because I already have so many opinions circulating around me that I kind of just wanna go into the book expecting, at least plot-wise, absolutely nothing. So I'm really excited to get into that. On to another challenging read, because Gideon sci-fi is still out of my comfort zone usually. This, however, is completely out of my comfort zone. Well, I guess not if we count school reading in, but I haven't done a lot of non-fiction reading. I barely read non-fiction, and I've been meaning to read more, especially in the times that we're living in. And I have decided, and this was on my last TBR as well, that I'm gonna finish up Trick Mirror. So Trick Mirror is basically essays. It's reflections on like the view of ourselves that we have in the current society that we live in, with the way it focuses on beauty, but also self-love, but also efficiency, and basically beauty as a product and our self-image as a product. And it has a ton of interesting essays here, and I am really curious to see how I'll like this, because I did start it a while back, like years back. I'm gonna be finishing it. I'm actually doing an article on neoliberalism and how that affects our mental health. So I'm really excited to get into something that doesn't completely overlap, but is in the same front of the view of ourselves and how we define ourselves in the society that we now live in. So I'm really excited to get through this. It is going to be a little challenging. I haven't read nonfiction like this, but I feel like this is going to be easier to get into because it is essays, which means it is like not that many pages, like 50 pages an essay maybe, which is very doable, and I read more than 50 a week for my uni courses. So surely this will go well. I have high hopes. Then we come into my arch nemesis, my one goal that I had this year for reading, besides reading 12 books. And that goal was read a classic. Yeah, it's here again. It's haunting me still. To be fair, I haven't been able to read it because, frankly, it's not been in my vicinity. But me and this book have beef, and I will be ending it before the year ends. I will be ending it. I will be reading it. I will not be ending the book. I really want to get through a classic. And I did actually kind of read a classic. I read a classic, a Dutch one. But I have decided that I'm not going to count that because it was not something that I picked for myself and picked up and was like, yeah, I'm reading that. This is an example of a book I picked up that I was going to read and I'm having trouble with because it's a classic. And I think that I do want to continue reading it. It's not that I hate the plot. It's not that I hate whatever is going on in the book. It's just harder to get through. But that does not mean that I'm going to just leave it. That did mean that I left it for a while, but I do want to finish it before the year ends because, frankly, not only for the goal, but frankly also to prove to myself that I can read a proper English classic, because I haven't in a while. And if this isn't the classic for me in the end, that's fine. Then I can move on to other bits, other classics, other books. But I do want to try to at least give this a full shot by properly finishing it. So, Pride and Prejudice, you will be finished. I don't even know if I said the title. It's Pride and Prejudice. It's still haunting me after all these TBRs, after all these hopeful TBRs where I said that I was gonna read it. But this time, it's real, guys. I'm actually gonna do it. Then, we move on to the cozy, to the holiday spirit and winter books, like actually set around the holidays, around winter. And my first book for that is Make the Season Bright. This will be a reread. I thought about buying some Christmassy sapphic books because there have been a few that have caught my eye, but I simply thought I can just reread the ones I already own because I really love the ones I own. I love Make the Season Bright. It is basically about two exes finding themselves stuck on the same house for Christmas, and they do all kinds of holiday cute activities, and kiss fall in love happens basically. And I think Ashley Herring Blake will always be just a comfort author for me, an author I go back to because the book and the reading and everything is just, it's so good. It's so full of life. I think that's like the main thing that I would explain, is that her books are full of life and they write so well. And personally, I do love all of their books, so this was no exception, and I will be rereading it and enjoying this, and yeah. I just cannot wait to sit with a hot cocoa, maybe in a cafe, maybe on the couch, and just speed through this like I did the first time I read it, which was this year, actually. I might have read Christmas books in March. Don't question it. Just nod along and agree that sometimes you need to pick me up, and sometimes that pick me up is in the form of a holiday romance when it's March. Last but not least, we also have another holiday romance that came from my March reading spree, aka How to Excavate the Heart. This is about, in its core, this book is about healing. This book is about finding yourself and allowing yourself to have good things. And I think some people might think, yeah, that's a bit big to describe this book with those words. And I think for some people it wouldn't hit as much as it did for me. But for me, it was a home run. It was so good, and I really, really, really loved it. It's about two women who, one of them works at like this archaeology-esque job, which is really cool and really interesting to read about. Because I do love archaeology. I'm not knowledgeable on it, but it is something that it does interest me whenever I do hear about it. It's like picking up these pieces of information about it has always been really fun to me. Okay, that's when we find out. And this is the last time I'm gonna do this. I am not cutting in the clips that went wrong, but it went wrong so many times. Okay, basically, archaeologist, dogs walks her dad's dog, and she lives with her dad still, so they have meetings within that, and it is just really cute. Also, they have the opposite of a meet cute, where her mother, the archaeologist's mother, almost has a car accident with our other main girlie. Nothing bad happens, no one gets hurt, but they do not like each other at the start because of that, but it honestly made it extra intriguing for me. So yeah, those are my holiday books, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I certainly enjoyed making it. I really, really love wintertime. I love the holidays, and I just love the coziness that it brings, but I also just really love that it allows you oftentimes to read more because of vacay and stuff like that. I hope you guys had a lovely time watching this video. I hope you all are doing well and having a good night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, I'll see you very soon. Bye!